Okay, officially. Good morning, happy Monday. Welcome to the Market Watch Group Monday Market Kickoff. My name is Scott. I'll be your host. As always, keep in mind what we're doing is for education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing intended to be a recommendation to buy or sell any financial security or product. We're not brokers. We're not advisors. What are we going to do? Let's look at the opening futures and news. We know it's light this week for economic news, and then it gets heavy next week. We know that we have a lot of earnings data. That has or is in the midst of coming out. Good morning, Vladimir. Good to see you. So that's what we're watching. When we just want to make sure we have a good sense for it. Netflix had a pretty decent report. Didn't react well. So the question is, are we seeing some guidance that is starting to reflect concern going forward? It creates the but. Yes, we exceeded expectations, but. And that's it. That's all we hear. Okay. Mindset for open trades. Based on what I heard on Sunday, there's not a lot. Most people have been shutting some things down, getting ready to wrap up some trades. We'll look at the opening range and the implications. We have a pretty good opportunity list this week, chock full of good things. And we have moved on to Section 3 for our trading plan loop. Section 3, all about trading rules. Make sure you put a little time in for that. Okay, let's get into it. What do we see happening? Futures are pretty flat. They were up a little bit more overnight. They've pulled back a little. S&P 0.1, Dow 0.15. NASDAQ 0.02. And then the Russell is 0.5%. So there's a little bit of that interest rate hope that tends to motivate small caps more than anything else. VIX showing a little bit of a upward pressure. That's something that we talked about. That the it's not, and it wouldn't necessarily be a hedge. A few people said, I have nothing to hedge. Great. Then you decide, do I take a speculative trade that is oriented around volatility escalating? So we'll look at that as well. Let's pop in, see what's going on. There are signs the stock rally is running out of gas. Yeah. Same signs, a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Someone's always putting out something that's like, well, what about this? And all we can do is be like, okay. And then we'll watch and see if it actually plays out into the market. But as of right now, in fact, if you didn't have a chance to make it yesterday or watch the recording, this is our posture score. We were 525 last week, 525 the week before, and we gained another half of a point. Where did it come from? It came from the long-term trend, getting a little bit stronger. I'll show you real quickly. A quick recap. Let's go SPY instead of VIX for a minute. There we go. And you can see, what do we get? Well, over the last 3 weeks, even as this was the last time we raised the score, we got a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. So at the end of those 3, we decided, as we moved into this upper region, we're going to give it 1 more quarter of a point. Okay. No change here. Just a nice, steady moving upward. And let's go to the volume. Whoops. For a quick recap. Unchanged on the volume. There was a little bit of a discussion around these above average volume days here. We haven't really seen much for a little while. So unless we start to see more above average volume days showing up, the expectation is going to be that the volume score will continue to drop towards 0, which is fine because the trend score is doing what it needs to hold it up. Okay. We did raise the score on major market. Not on sector rotation. Not on VIX. That's where we got 575. Very strong score. So whatever else we see people saying, oh, it could be this, and it could be running out of steam because of that, and we might... And then the market just climbs the wall of worry. That should be our expectation more than anything else. Okay. Let's go take a peek. Questions, comments, or concerns about that? Let me know. Let me open this back up. And we'll keep looking through. Okay, so first and foremost, we highlighted a few trades that we thought are likely to pop. Let's just look through those. These are the ones I had highlighted. Apple was one. You can kind of see we have this consolidation starting to turn, stochastic starting to turn. That's one that we're looking at there. Let's keep looking. Here is one we were looking at, BAC, as a possibility. We have CNM as a possibility. We have Reddit as a possibility. And we have Uber setting up as a possibility. As we wait for the market to open, these are the ones that we think are, you can see this is up a little today. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that very good chance that yes. Okay. Let's go look at but here's where the concern is. So we've got two things going on. Let me get the VIX back up. Here's the concern. Now, you can see we haven't, well, we're actually above this high right now. 1681, we're at 1691. I'd probably want to see a little bit more. But my concern right now, and I want anyone who has an opinion to weigh in on this, is that this is technically forming a potential higher low. Where's my drawing tools? That's our last low. That's how low we got. And you can see we've just been kind of moving down. We went low. up, then we went lower, kind of went to the same high. Like this is pretty stable. This point got higher than this point. We pull back. Now, if it ends like this, and this is turning across, and that's more pronounced than it would likely be, that is a higher low. So depending on what kinds of positions you have, yeah, then you're thinking, do I need to hedge this? So, questions, comments, concerns. Let's go through the entire watch list now and see what's what. Let me see. If I could erase these lines. Okay. Apple still viable. Tell me if you're in this as we get through. Comment came in. Oh, good morning, Vladimir. Good to see you. As we get closer to August 1, the impact of tariffs will become known and the markets will adapt. I mean, we really are adapting to the tariffs quite well. That's just simply been what it's been. You can't really argue with that. So, yeah, I think you have something there. Okay, let's keep looking. Adapting to the uncertainty. Press, exactly right. Exactly right. Okay, let's keep going. APH. Ooh, what did we say we're looking for here? I've only got 2 days. There's a lot of profit taking on Friday. You can see we were looking for this to open higher. It's down 0.5%. Nobody loves that. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to see if it can start moving back the other way. But in the meantime, I think that this trade may be at an end. The earnings come in 2 days. We were only going to last one more day beyond this, right? That was the last. Tomorrow was the exit no matter what. So if today it starts to show that it's running out of steam, well, then that's the end. Okay. BAC, iffy. Caterpillar on a pullback. CLS on a pullback. CNM, maybe. Capital One. Earnings in 2 days. Not much we can do with that. I know there's some people in Cisco still on a hiccup. Not wrong. Just waiting for it to go right. Dow's kind of flat. EA, kind of flat. GE is on my list for sure. GE looks fantastic. Had a great move up. Right? Had a really strong move up. Okay. Yeah, I like the way GE is setting up for sure. GE Vernova. Where else will the volatility come from? Yeah, I mean, tariffs certainly are a big piece. I think it's all, wound up into political pressures on the Fed. I think it's, but it all is part and parcel around the tariffs. I would agree that that's true. Yeah, I think that GE's setting up well, whereas GE Vernova is just overextended. Gold moving a little bit today. Google moving a little bit today. Goldman kind of flat. Hood overextended, looking for a pullback. How Met? This got halfway. Still has some room, but same kind of a thing. If it doesn't go, then we'll look to tighten stops. Who's still in the How Met? Let me know if you're in that one. Yeah, let me know if you have that. Okay, let's keep going here. IBM. Oh, I thought we had something. Now it's stalling. I only have a few days this week, and it's just kind of sitting there right now. So the thought process here is, if it doesn't move, I'm done. And no harm, no foul. I think it's very close to the break even anyways right now. So, yeah. Let's keep looking. IWM. Not much in the small caps, actually. It's up a little bit, but not doing much. Here's Joby starting to pause a little bit here. Starting to pause. This was on our list. Southwest Airlines. That looks like a possibility, but you just don't have a lot of time. Right? You've got earnings coming up, and there's just not much time there for that. Okay, let's keep looking. A breather is right. A breather is right, press. Here is Meta. And you can see Meta looks like it wants to turn. So you're thinking, oh, are we moving this line? I feel like Meta at this point is in a consolidation where if it doesn't get through here, there's just not much there for us, Okay, let's keep going. Where's my list? Morgan Stanley. Not yet. Microsoft on a breather, like Press said. Micron. Netflix is pausing but still dropping. Nvidia rolling over a little bit. Palantir pausing. So this one was taken already as well. A lot of people closed last week on Friday. Let me know who still has trades on any of these positions. So I have a sense of where the positions are. Help me understand who has what where. Roblox. Roblox was one that far, far outperformed what we were looking for. Now just looking to see if it's going to give us another trade here soon. Keep looking. Reddit. So Reddit, you can see that even some of these that look like they're starting to get going. Reddit looks okay actually. Communication services is a strong sector. I think Reddit could be a place where the signal was here and we're actually in a little bit of a better spot on the Monday. So I like that. I have to think that there may not be a hedge because there's not enough because you wouldn't have enough positions on to want to hedge it. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at Reddit. We'll go back through the list one more time. Rocket Lab overextended, RTX overextended. Tesla keeps moving a little bit. TSM on a pullback, maybe flagging. And Uber. So I will tell you right now, Uber looks fantastic. Uber has pulled back, found some support, looking to turn. I think that the Uber is looking strong. I think that the Reddit is looking strong. Let's go back through the list one more time, and then we'll talk about the trading plan. Boom, and there you can see Apple starting to really move here. The SPY press. Kind of flat. Yeah. Okay, let's keep looking. SPX has had a bit of a run up. As we talk new signals, what's on our list? Now, this Apple trade, you can see already starting to move, but if we take this from a hike and Ashy, our stop is not going to be down below there. It's going to be right up in here. 5.5 points. Do I have at least 10 in front of me? I would say, yeah. 2-1 on a continuation. Amazon looks okay. And now you can see that APH, we're only down 20 cents now. So if you held on to yours, don't be thinking, oh, what have I done? It was down a little. It's fine. It's just fine. Okay, let's keep looking. BAC in the vein. I don't know about the CNM. I had that on the list, but I'm kind of thinking Apple, BAC. There may be 2 alerts today to start this week off, coming in with our new market posture score. If you're in Cisco, and I know there was a few people who were, then yeah, you're still where you want to be. Nothing has changed as far as that goes. So you want to make sure that you are, remember what we said. In this market, with this posture score, I am reluctant to take losses if I don't need to. Diamonds. Now, GE Vernova is overextended, but this one is definitely, GE is definitely setting up. Howmet. This is one you want to be real careful with this today. Howmet made it to a good level. You might have taken some profits off on Friday. I mean, it's still just kind of sitting on the trajectory that we were hoping for. But certainly we want to be cautious when we see it losing momentum. Okay. And the last one that I thought maybe. Now this is more of like a flag type pattern. Right? More of like a flag type pattern, but possibly looking to break the flag. Meta, Microsoft. Okay, let's see. And PLTR is still giving you a great opportunity. If you kept yours, if you're still in it, I'm nervous about it reaching the target that we had specified. We actually had set a target of like 157 and a half, somewhere in there. It got as high as 155.70, real close. Friday started to ease up a little bit, so yeah. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I would say right now, the strongest and the candidates that we're going to be looking for are going to be this Uber. You can see where this is setting up. Take profit here. Boy, this last move went 83 to almost 15 points. We'll call it 14, so we'll say 90 to 104. That's the big prize up there. And if it gets to this point, take some off the table. Yeah, I think that looks pretty strong. Uber looks pretty strong. And Melody, you bought for 94.83. What? Tell me again what contract you sold. For that, we did a little bit of a covered call, a little bit of a covered call session, in fact. And I was trying to remember which strike price was sold. Okay. Yeah, we've got signals. The market's like we've said, it looks like a little bit of a breather, but a 95. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. I love it. Keep me posted on how that's working out. Definitely keep me posted on how that's working out. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. August 1st, 95. I think that'll work out great. Yep. So Reddit was one. We'll see. Reddit's down, but it's up for the day. Let me go in. You might be thinking, what's the thought process there on Reddit? This is the thought process. Right? We're transitioning, and that's really starting to move into the first Heiken Ashi candle. I think I could still end up. Target here would be 187. That's a 40-point move. If I put my stop loss here, I'm risking a little more than 10 to make 40. That's perfect. Right? That's perfect. It's a mover. We know it has the capacity. We've seen where it's been. Yeah, okay. Okay. My thought would be, if you want to kind of planning, if you're planning your time, my thought would be maybe one alert might come out mid-morning, mid-morning for me. Maybe just after lunch, East Coast time. Versus maybe another trade towards the end of the day if we end up with two signals. That's my thought. That's my thought. It's quiet today. Quiet on the market. Quiet in the room. Market looks, it's a positive looking market. We have a 5.75. I'm looking for trades. Looking to get a couple of things put on. That's the story. I'm sticking with it. Before we wrap up today, let's talk just a little bit about trading rules, trading systems, right? Every system has its own set of rules. Systems are made up of rules. So when we say a system, you might mean, well, what do you mean by a system? A bounce trade system or a breakout trade system or a continuation system. Every system has an orientation of an objective. Of course, we're basically saying we think it's going up or down, but we want to have some context as to why. So there you go, right? Why? I think it's bouncing off of support. I think it's breaking through resistance, or I think it's just moving strongly and is going to keep moving strongly. Questions, comments, or concerns about what we're seeing for trading systems. So we here's what happened. We postured higher over the weekend, got an improvement on our score. The fundamentals are there as far as the strength of the market. That's definitely something that we're looking for. Is for the strength of the market to maintain. And we have bounce trades. We have consolidations. I mean, the list is chock full. Speaking of the list, tonight, we just ran a search last week on industrials. Tonight, we're going to put into place some new stocks for technology and consumer discretionary, I think, is the other one that we need to search. Consumer discretionary, so that we can see, right? I just think we need to buff out the watch list a little bit. We had a good search session the other day, so we're going to do one again. And as soon as we do, I'm going to update the watch list and I'll post it. And when I post it, I'll make an announcement so you know you can go download the most recent copy. Okay, well, we have a couple minutes before we wrap up. Any questions before we go? Definitely be on the lookout for trade alerts. There are setups. And not just trade alerts. Be on the lookout for trades. One of the things I love is when I come in and I put out a trade alert and someone's like, I already took that. I took it earlier this morning. I took it yesterday. Right? We're all watching very similar things. The watch list that we have has plenty of capacity for all of us to trade it. Which is one of the reasons I don't like to ever put illiquid stocks, right? Where it's like, oh, if few people buy it, it could move just on the short term. That's not how it is with the stocks that we watch. They're very institutionally supported, and that's on purpose. So there it is. That session will start at 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 Mountain. Just as you need to, we'll do a little working session. We'll flesh out our watch list a little bit more. We have trades that are setting up. Yeah, what could we ask for? All right, well, it's good to see everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Hopefully I'll see you tonight. If not tonight, Glenn and I will see you tomorrow at the working sessions. As always, happy trading.